Nah, I'm not overly excited about him, you know. So it's up to him, innit, if he wants to step up and put the effort in and you know, improve himself, you know. So we've got Jamesy boy, we've got Georgios, we've got who else did we say? I forget now.
Samaras, Forrest.
Forrest.
And who up front? Stokes, and then
Charlie,
Ledley,
Stokesy. Maybe probably put Joe Ledley on.
But then that's when
him, and then up front I'll probably put a Pookie. So
would you go with Pookie and Samaras?
4-5-1. That's probably what I'm thinking it might be. You know, I can't see that Beaton guy getting a look in. You know, I watched him play, and I don't know, but he looked like Bambi on ice to me. You know, didn't look much. I didn't fancy him much, but you know, as I say, still young in my company. Tom Rodgick's had a few chances, and he's not really done too much yet. You know, we're still kind of waiting for him. You know, I'd like to see Barud at Atajic get a wee bit of a striker role in the SPL. You know, he's pretty good at Atajic. You know. He's a bit of a goal scorer, you know, and he links the play, he's quite confident, and he's got good skill, you know, so just needs to work on his strengths and, you know, his upper body strength and that, but that just takes time as well, you know.
You see, the other options, all the options you've got there are instead of Kajal, and I think Neil Lennon's going to go for Kajal, even though he's a liability. He's going to look at it and say, well, he's got the experience, he's been here before, we've just got to put him in, whereas would you go for, I mean, you've mentioned there Rodgick or the other Israeli boy there, what's his name, Beaton or something, is it? Yeah.
Beaton, as I say,
would you go
with
with
those guys that we mentioned? I would put Charlie, Jamesy, Georgios, Joe, and wee Stokesy. I would put the 5 of them across that part of the field, you know, and then put the Pookie up front.
That's what I'm saying, there's still one bit missing there with A5. If you've got the back four, you need another man in there, so
4-5-1.
The other option, if you don't get Brown, you're going for a midfielder, and who else have we got there? We're very thin on the ground there, aren't we now?
It's a shame about Scott Brown. He's been decent form last year anyway, hasn't he?
I know he has been.
And his fitness has been phenomenal. As I say, that Poulsen guy is 33. I was thinking, we could have run him off the park, you know. All right, he might get subbed that Poulsen in 70 minutes or something, but they might not sub him, you know. They might think he's such a good player, keep him on. But Scott Brown would have run the guy off the park. Scott Brown was running 10 kilometres, 11 kilometres a game in it, wasn't he? So, pretty a shame he's gone, but it's a shame. Mistake he made, you know, mistake. I told him to watch his discipline a couple of years ago, and he did, so that was good, but I don't know, we'll see, but it's good to be in there and having a chance. Now, what about this Irma across the road, South Connie and whatever their name is, I don't know. What's the latest with him? What's happening with him? How you get on, talk to your pal, man, Brian, Mr. BS. How you going to talk to him, Brian?
I've no phone there, I texted him there last week, but I've no...
I read that. Stevie sent that out. That was pretty interesting, you know. Good luck to you, pal. Another, hold down the hatches or something, another 4 weeks and you'll be fine or something, whatever you say. Pretty good.
I've always had the idea that his crowd would be out before the transfer window. I mean, the reason why they rushed that share issue through was just so they could, you know, everything could be finalised within 1 year. And Imran's out the door, and Chuckles is out the door, and Brian's, well, him being the financial guy, he was always probably going to be the last man standing. Those other two,
it's fallen the order you think it might have done so in the beginning. Who do you make of these Blue Pitch and what do you call them, Margarito? You've mentioned them plenty of times before. Who were you thinking they were and all that? What was your take on them?
I reckon there's a good crowd of ne'er-do-wells that are probably still sat in the wings who have all went in and fed.
Canary Wharf types of guys, or this Rivki guy, or Rivsy, or whatever his name is.
Maybe
all these guys are still in there, aren't they?
Maybe even David Murray, maybe even Craigie White, maybe he's in there, maybe BDO's in there. I've heard BDO, I've heard they were taking a bit, or I mean, Duff and Phelps could be one of them. So David Greer, so David Murray, David King, there could be any one of these crackpots in there. Because bear in mind, right, that call that I made to Imran, and he went out and says, I'm the dumb schmuck that brought all these investors in, right? So, well, okay, I just made all these names up there, all the names that we know, but then that Rivesy and then other people as well. But I would imagine that if people who are close by and realise what's just went on here, they would have wanted to dip their toes in as well. Who wouldn't?
Well, if you're making a bob, aren't you? You're making a few bob and fast buck, is it there? You're paying a share and all that.
If you're getting in at
dilute, you know.
If you get in at 1 pence, and when the share thing gets
40 pence, you've made a bomb, haven't you?
Yeah.
90 pence, you're laughing, but I mean, 40 pence, you're still laughing, aren't you?
Yeah, so, I mean, that's the out. And
there was something, Tommy, I picked up, and I think I read it before. I was reading that Monitor thing again, you know. I had read that page before. It was one for Charlotte Fakes, but it's not something I've heard too many people talking about, I don't think. It was the story was they were sort of putting money through the club and getting all these contracts to be done, and picking all these wee Mickey Mouse companies to do the jobs and all that, you know. But all these wee Mickey Mouse companies were friends of Brian Stockbridge and friends of all these guys. So they're getting these wee companies to do all these wee jobs about Ibrox and fixing up Edmondson House and all that, whatever it was. And they were charging a fortune for it, you know, so therefore the money was being frittered like that, you know, so they were just paying like double, treble what it should have been costing, you know. They were giving their jobs to their pals and all that, you know. It's not something I've not really heard. And then there was a talk about Edmondson House, how it was all asbestos and all that, but one of the companies was a friend of Stockbridge, couldn't do it because they were, and it was a specialist job in relation to removing asbestos and that, you know. So I haven't heard much crack about that, you know, but the old Safeco, what about if they were a decent organisation, you know, and giving us a run for our money rather than try to start with the done over the last several years. That was another thing I was reading on. Remember that referee strike?
Aye.
Remember we had that referee strike? That was back in 2010. November 2010. Now what happened was, on that weekend, we played Inverness at Selleck Park, and the final result was 2-2. And I remember distinctly watching the game at the time and thinking, right, here's the boys through and goals. I think we were 1-0 up, it was your man, Darryl Murphy. And what happened? The linesman, including your man Alan Hamer from Luxembourg, who was the referee at the time, said, sorry boys, that's no goal, that's half-side. You looked at it again, it was a definite goal, you know. And I always remember, I think that'd be a total bummer if that cost us. Ended up in the game, it was 2-2. That 2 points we lost the league at the end of the season by that point. Obviously, they were using money that wasn't there, spending money that wasn't there and all that, but it's a wee minor issue. That was often something I thought back to, you know, the fact that, you know, we technically lost the league at one point, and, you know, pretty much, if that goal had been allowed to stand, we would have, and it was a strange one that, because of that strike, you know.
Or the one the offside goal from Hamilton, where it was one.
That's right. There was a thousand things about all that stuff. I remember that was a phenomenal period in time, wasn't it? I remember we was through all that, and I just remember that Doogie and all that. I was at that game as well. Oh my God. Oh, I could not believe I'm standing there looking out to that penalty spot, whatever, and he's giving the penalty, and I'm like, oh yes, we're on. And then he's changed his mind, man. I'm looking at him, we're all looking at each other. We're all pure arrival, we're thinking at our feet, man, we're all looking at each other. What the heck? What, he's chopped it off, he's changed his mind. A bounced ball, I don't know where it went, and it's fair enough, the boy gets sacked, or whatever, as time went by, the weeks went by. My God, what was it all about, you know? But anyway, it's all about the wash, and you know. It's all come back to the people come.
They didn't sack Dallas because of that. Dallas never gets sacked because of that.
He gets up to the sectarian analysis, but he's making a few bob here and there everywhere in UEFA. In fact, see your man, there's under 17 World Cups happening over in the Emirates at the minute, you know, Abu Dhabi, Dubai and all that. And who's it, Craig Thompson, he's out there, he's getting a wee job out there. So I suppose that's the way it is, as a referee, you get to travel the world and all that kind of thing, but then the resolutions with the board and all that. What's the story of this?
With the what?
The AGM's come up, you know, No, you need to be a shareholder or something, I think, don't you?
Well, I've got my ticket for it. I've been promised a package. I'm probably get another one as well, mate. If you want to come along, I can get you. If you want to come along for them, I'm looking to go along.
I mean, these AGMs, have just been talking shops. I mean, this is brilliant. Now we've got something on the agenda that can get our teeth into, you know, fan resolutions and ask, and maybe they've had them before and they've just been fobbed off. the Celtic Trust and Jeanette and all these and Marie have done a fantastic job over the last year at least to sort of spread the word about the Celtic Trust. Anybody who's not on the Celtic Trust should definitely sign up and spread it even further and wider so we can get a bit more of a hand in what's actually going on and how the club is being run, I mean, generally, the club isn't in a terrible state, we're doing fairly well, but there are always one thing that should be improved upon, definitely.
Hold on, stay there, mate. Somebody just put here, sort of line it. I'll phone you back, mate. It's a bad line, or somebody just mentioned there. Parcel boy, stay there, I'll phone you back, Tony, right?
No worries. Oh, Chinese holiday, what the hell?
Right. Somebody tell me
that.
Okay.
How's line? Everything, Mark calling Austin calling Mark. Come in, Austin.
Right, let me see, we'll soon find it out, we'll soon let us know. Line's fucked. Is it still fucked, Connell? Is it still fucked, Jimmy?
Gubbed. Totally gubbed. The old technology.
It may well be, mate. It looks like I need to jib this.
It was. Fire that tune up as well. Catch up with you in days to come.
Alright, mate. Line's still bad, Robin.
Oh, hey, curious. Good to have you back on,
Sorry, yeah, cool. Speak to you soon. I can hear you, though. There must be something here.
Good night, anyways.
I can't hear you. They can't hear me, so hold on. Let me see what's going on here.
That was, if it helps at all. I was listening to the show a couple of times recently, and what's happening was something's the volume phone in or whatever, and your voice was way off in the distance, but the other fella's voice was quite clear.
Yeah.
I don't know
what I can do, mate. I better sort this. Right, Tony.
Take care. Cheers. Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Right, can you hear me okay? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello? 1, 2, 3. Is that better? Right. You've got me here. Can you still hear me? Hello? 1, 2, 1, 2. Right, so going line 1 to Spreaker. Microphone 1 to 3. Right, everything here is tickety-boo. Right. Sound you're in a laugh. Boom, boom. 1, 2, 1, 2. How's that? Is that any better? If it's no, then I'll just have to reboot. Reboot to reboot. Tell 10 to tell 10. Reboot to reboot. Any better? That live Twitter fucks the line up. One, two. It's still bad. Right. What do we do here? So we can just reboot. The line is muted here. 1, 2, 3. We'll play this tune.
To be song dedicated to 10 brave men, give their lives in hunger strike 1981. For Ireland's bravest man, we must be united and manly of the tan. England, you're a monster, don't think that you have won. We'll never be defeated, while Ireland has such songs, and those 338 blockaders send brave your Irishmen play. Hunger for justice, while the young lives have the way. For the rights as Irish soldier,